Former senior advisor to President George W. Bush and Fox News contributor Karl Rove. Karl, I got to tell you, when I hear a presidential candidate complain about being subjected, to scrutiny and questions, it kind of worries me. But this has been the modus operandi for them for a long time. And to Hillary's point, it's worked.
Well, it worked in getting her elected to the United States Senate. I'm not certain it's going to work getting her elected president because, first of all, we have now 20-some-odd years of this, and the problem is getting worse, not better. When she left office as Secretary of State, she had an approval rating in the 60s. She now has an approval rating in the high 40s. Significant drop, and the reason is because people are now taking a close look at her and seeing on a whole range of issues that she's untrustworthy, that she's not credible, that she's hiding the ball from them. And the way she's conducting herself is simply making those questions and concerns larger.
Although, aside from all those things that you're saying, and of course, intelligent, well-schooled voters focus on these kind of things, but there are a lot of people who are apolitical, and when they come around to every 2 or 4 years going into the voting booth, other things move them. This sort of subjected, constant barrage, I am a victim, women are victims. I mean, could that resonate enough that nothing else matters ultimately?
Well, I think it depends upon what is the substance of people's concerns, and I don't think that's going to be sufficient in the fall of 2016. You're right. Right now, a lot of people who are paying attention to politics, they tend to be more partisan. They tend to be better, they tend to be better involved in these things. They're paying attention. A lot of people aren't and won't pay a lot of attention until the fall of 2016. But those people, the swing voters who decide presidential elections, do place a lot of emphasis on the personal characteristics of a candidate. And that's why these numbers about trustworthy and cares about people like me and somebody that I can relate to are so bad for Clinton, is because those are exactly the kind of characteristics that are going to play a big role in how those people make those decisions in the fall of 2016. She's not off to a good start. Got plenty of time to correct it, but she's not going to correct it by giving, episodic interviews to the press and complaining about being asked tough questions. She has to answer the tough questions.
So, Karl,
why did you?
With 30 seconds left, I got to throw out a question about Donald Trump. We're, again, it feels like the traditional GOP establishment, which many people think you're at the center of, or one of the big players there, would like to just see him go away. Where does he stand in this big crowded field? Is he helping you or hurting you?
Well, he's not going away, and I think he could be the Todd Akin of the 2016 election, saying outrageous things about subjects that cause people to question the entire Republican ticket. But before you paint him as the Republican insurgent, as a strong conservative who is representing the grassroots of the party against the establishment, just remember this: between 1989 and 2010, this is a man who gave $314,000 in campaign contributions to Democrats and $290,000 to Republicans. The largest contribution he made was to help the Democrats take over the Senate in 2006 and make Harry Reid the leader. He's given money to Harry Reid, Ted Kennedy, John Kerry, Hillary Clinton.
So we'll leave it there. We got the gist of it, and you didn't even need your whiteboard, and I understand that one. Hey, Karl, thanks a lot, buddy. Exactly. We'll get